Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson. I'm back with Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from Marketing Perspective. This is segment number 2 of episode number 12. And we have a treat today because the guy sitting next to me, I met 5 seconds ago. His name is Carl Scott. He is a friend and colleague of Martha, who was in the first segment. So, Carl, why don't you introduce yourself and tell them what you do and why you're here.
Excellent. I'm glad to be here, Kevin, on Kevin's Corner.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. Now I'm going to have to get my dress game up to attire right here.
I don't usually dress like that. That's Nas Carey that painted this. That's what she put me in.
Oh, my goodness. Got you.
Yeah.
Kevin, Carl Scott again. I own the resource group here in Houston. We are an umbrella resource group, and all that simply means is we do social media strategies, classes, workshops, CE, non-CE, and in regards to Chat GPT strategies.
So some of your classes are CE certified with Track?
Yes, with Track. And then we do financial advisory and real estate investing. I have 2 other partners, and we've done a plethora of events, one being the best one and the best title company in the state, Stewart Title with Miss Martha Palmer.
By the way, we didn't mention this when Martha was on, but and I don't think Martha knows this. You guys familiar with Living Magazine?
No, I'm not.
Okay, she knows what it is. They named Stewart Title, Sugar Land, and Richmond best title companies in Fort Bend 2023 2 days ago. So,
Man,
marketing coming for that.
that's excellent.
Yeah. So you said best title.
Well,
company. Yeah,
I learned recently through Martha that Stewart's been around for
130 years.
Yes, huge.
Yeah, our 130th birthday is this year in October.
Yeah, that's huge.
So what I'm interested in talking to you about, since we don't have all day, I'd be more than happy to have you come back and talk about other things. But you said Chat GBT, and man, I teach CE classes. I'm a marketing guru like you are. I help agents grow their business, but I don't even know a thing about Chat GBT. So
Okay.
I'd like to talk about that today.
Yes, indeed.
So can you tell the audience what that is?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people see that on TV all the time, and they don't even know what Chat GPT is.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
All
yes,
I know
indeed.
is that if you ask a question and you're Republican, it tells you that it gives you the Democratic answer.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
It definitely, Chat GPT is something that has been, and I'll tell you why it's a disruptor. First off, Kevin, you're right. Most people do not know the full ins and outs of what Chat GPT is. It came out in November 2022. A company called OpenAI created Chat GPT through their developers. Sam Altman, also a couple of other investors, along with Bill Gates, put over $10 billion was put into Chat GPT by Microsoft. But November was the official
it's a
launch to the
Microsoft
public.
thing.
Yeah, they have a big stake in
Okay.
it. They put over $10 billion in
Apple?
it.
Has nothing to do with Apple? Okay.
No, not Apple, and they even beat Google to the punch.
Really?
Which
Okay.
is, that would have been the first surprise, right?
Yeah.
But since it's been out, and basically in a nutshell, it's content creation in a matter of seconds. So it's like having an administrative assistant or a secretary on staff without the payroll, without the
So give me an
the
example. What do you mean
staff.
content creation?
Content creation simply means that you have your phone here. We all have these apps on the phone. Pull up the app and say, hey, I need a paragraph written on Bitcoin and the marketplace of Bitcoin. Can you put it in email format? Hit enter, and in a matter of seconds, ChatGPT will put that in email format for you in full content.
Is this what they were talking about a couple months ago when everybody was chatting about the fact that now college students don't have to prepare to write papers?
Yeah, we can get into that part too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you just ask it to do about a subject, and it gives you the content.
Gives you the content for it. So if I need a email, I'm Kevin. I met you today for the first time. I leave out of here, and then I get in the car and I say, hey, write a thank you or appreciation for coming on Kevin's podcast today, and make it brief. Comes right on out. And we use that content. So here's where the major worldwide disruptor is. It's the nutshell for Chat GPT is creating content and lowering the amount of time it takes for people to do things. If you face it, corporations are catering right now to millennials and generation, is it X? The one right after millennial. Gen X, right? Gen X, right? Instant gratification, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not a millennial. You may be.
I don't know what you're looking at, but I just turned 54 a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, I just joined at 50.
And I think it's Gen Z that's the
Gen Z. Yeah.
I'm Gen X.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes. You look at Gen Z, you look at millennials, and that's what these companies are out here and actually catering to, and that instant gratification. That's what they were born up on. I think we're in the better generation though, because we got patience and
everything's
instant
better when you have to
gratification.
work for it. Okay.
There you go. And we saw both sides.
We
right?
saw both sides.
Cassette, CD. We can go on, right? Yeah. So from that, I'm saying Chat GPT has been a worldwide disruptor because as we're speaking right now on this podcast, somewhere around the world, a boss has just told somebody, I need that report on my desk by 2 o'clock or 8 a.m. Monday morning, or you're out of here. What's going to happen at that point? Do they spend all weekend putting together that report, or can they do the report and have that foundation built in a matter of seconds?
By Chat GPT.
By Chat GPT. And then what do they do when they come back with that is we show our students how to put the human touch on that. Build the frame, go back and copy, paste, and what's that third word we all grew up on? Edit.
Edit, yeah.
Edit. That's the human touch. Put the edit in. And now you're so much more efficient on productivity, and time has gone down so low. You're productive, and now you're way more efficient at your business or your job.
So those, what you were just talking about, were the upsides or the positives to Chat GPT. In your opinion, what are the negatives?
What the negative would be is what we are in right now is instant gratification, right? So we get what that word everybody wants to stay away from, but it gets lazy, right? Your cell phone, we have this. You and I can remember getting a page and you weren't feeling inconvenient or uncomfortable having to go around the corner down the street to find a payphone, correct?
Of course not.
Not at all, right?
No.
But tell somebody that wasn't born during that time period. Are you crazy? I'm not doing that, right?
Some millennials probably wouldn't even know how to operate a payphone.
Exactly.
They see a rotary dial and they're like, help me.
It's
just,
what is this? Right?
I mean, I thought at one time, we get to a point like you lose your cell phone.
Yeah.
You might be married to your wife for 25 years. You lose that. You have no idea what her phone number is.
Oh, yeah. You don't know it.
You don't know it.
That's right.
And to me, that's not a good thing because all that has to happen is the power go out.
And it's out. Everything's
we're
done. That's true.
Everything's done.
That's why, Kevin, in my opinion, haven't been able to see the age of patience and then see instant gratification and have the mirror of the two. I feel you need a balance. You need a balance. But the balance only comes by you putting in that personal effort in, which is that side, right? And not getting totally lazy and just relying on technology 100%.
So do you see Chat GBT as part of our future for years to come? I mean, what kind of...
I do. I see all that's going to, if there's a prediction to it, I think we're just going to see more and more tools, applications, and everything that's centered around instant gratification. We've seen it with the cell phone. We've seen it with every piece of technology that's come out, internet, all of that. All that's instant gratification. Amazon, get it at your doorstep. Stop going down the mortar and brick stores, right?
Yeah.
But Kevin, if you really look at it, at one point they said the mortar and brick stores would become what? Obsolete. And everybody would be doing their purchase of their goods and services online. And what happened? You still have
the brick and
both.
mortar.
And that's because we're compelled by humans to do that one-on-one at some point, right?
Right.
And
what I've noticed
feel it, touch it, taste it.
About the brick and mortar, though, is that the brick and mortar has eliminated 50% of the products they sell and inventory
Mm-hmm.
because it's just cheaper and easier to sell it online.
Correct.
And their options in the store have gone down as far as the number of options of things. Now, I'm not talking about a grocery store,
Right.
or a convenience store,
Right.
but I remember when I used to go into the local electronics store. I'm not going to name their name, but you know who they are.
Oh yeah.
They're still around,
yeah.
and you can buy computers, you can buy TVs, you can buy accessories, you can buy CDs, you can buy DVDs, you can buy games, you can buy.
Oh
and
yeah.
you can't do that anymore.
You can't.
You
That's
know,
right.
I'm everybody that knows me, I'm a huge fan of hard rock, heavy metal music.
Okay.
I can't buy any of it in a store
In
anymore.
a store
I have to
anymore.
get it all online.
Gotta get it
Because they
online.
just don't carry it.
Right.
Because
Right.
I'm one of 2 people in the world that still buys that.
Exactly.
But my point is the growth and development of the instant gratification and the online shopping and companies like Amazon is, if they're online or they're Amazon or companies like that, their inventory has actually grown 100 times exponentially.
Right. Right.
You can buy anything.
anything. That's right.
And you can get it next day.
Next day. Oh yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
For a small fee. So it's, and I'll be honest with you, I buy all my music from Amazon unless I can't find it and I got to go to the band's website but
Okay.
But I mean, you can even ask your phone,
Oh yeah.
what time does Macy's open
What time
on Sunday?
is the store open? All of that. So we become reliant on these instant gratification type technologies, right? So yes, I think it's just going to continue to increase in.
So
just
why is it
different
important?
ways.
You're in the real estate industry right now.
Mm-hmm.
This podcast is for real estate. So why is it important for you? Why are you here? What does Chat GBT do for a real estate agent? How does it help them?
Now, as far as for agents are concerned, I'm on the real estate investor side. But as
Okay.
far as agents are concerned, it definitely helps them to target their target audience is buyers and sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Very simple. We don't have to carry a license to know that. But the buyer and seller, they can logistically follow the path of where they go when they do research and say, hey, I need this time to purchase a home, and get in front of that buyer or seller
Right.
using Chat GPT as far as the instant gratification of content. I can reach my client very quickly, be productive, and make sure that I'm answering what they need right away. So that's where that piece of technology comes into play.
Chat GBT is for content. You can't ask Chat GBT when the mall closes. That's not what it's for.
No, you can't do that.
Okay.
Now you can go in there and say, "Hey, I need a SWOT analysis on, I want to strength and weaknesses. I want to know. I want to also know. Give me an idea of my logistical marketing path that I should take when reaching out to potential buyers, reaching out to potential sellers. What's the path that I should take this week with my marketing efforts?" And then ChatGPT will put a game plan so much in play, like a bullet point right on the way down.
Where does the
that
information that Chat GBT gives to you come from?
It's all coming from the web, World Wide Web. All the data that we have amassed over the years are given up into social media is where they're pulling that data from. So, for example, someone asked the other day, I've been on Facebook, for example. I've scrolled down the timeline. I've seen areas where in the past I've gone and put my information in for, an ad, and it's asked me a survey of questions. And
Right.
I've put all that data, that's just one segment of it, but all that data just gets compilated in, and that's where it's pulling from.
Okay.
And it's very interesting, though, that once you start to use the tool and you see what the data that it's pulling, it's very professional. The content is sound and articulate, and it really puts more of the flavor of yourself as well into it because it's AI learning. And when I say AI, they're just saying artificial intelligence, right? It's learning your IP. So the more information that you feed ChatGPT, the more it becomes more like yourself. Put it
But
the way your
it's-
writing style. Put it that way.
So so Chat GBT is basically learning how you interact on the internet. And
Yep.
it's answering your questions based on your time on the internet, what you do, what
Exactly.
you've looked at, what you've emails you've sent, who you've talked to, what companies you've visited.
Right. And we've,
Is that
it's funny though, we've given up that data for decades, right? And now where is it? It's all coming
I was just going
to the forefront now, right?
This
We've
is
given up
scary.
that.
This
It can be,
it's
right?
like-
It's, I tell people it's also like a two-edged sword. When internet, the cell phone came out, you have the positive side that you can utilize it for, and you have some people that use it for the wrong end of the stick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every time we have something, if you think about it, that comes out that has to do with instant gratification and making somebody's life a little easier on one side of this coin, it also has a two-sided piece, right? So no different than
Netflix is another example.
Netflix. Yeah,
Netflix is another reason why Blockbuster Video doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
And 75% of the people on the planet don't go to movie theaters anymore.
I'm glad you brought up Blockbuster because look,
Yeah.
Blockbuster said we're not going to what? We're not going to change
We're
what we're
not
going to do.
change our format.
And what happened?
And they died. Yeah.
Right.
So, well,
You
but
know.
I think they knew that if they didn't change their format, they would be going away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the last store was in California or something. They closed a couple of years
California.
ago. And I used to love going to Blockbuster.
Oh
and
yeah.
Hastings
Just
Books
going there all the
Music and Video
time, get the
and-
videos. Yeah.
so it was great. But
Sometimes it was just for the experience of going, right?
Oh,
yeah.
well, this is a very interesting topic. Obviously, we can't cover everything in this particular podcast. We'll definitely have you back.
Glad
Tell
to.
everybody again who you are, the name of your
Okay.
company, and how they can get a hold of you.
We're the Resource Group. We're located in West Houston at the Cannon. That's I-10 in the Beltway in the Energy
Cannon?
Corridor.
I just did I'm sorry to interrupt him, but I did an event with some other colleagues of mine
Okay.
at that building.
You do it in the theater or
Yes, in
the
the theater.
Yeah,
That was
it's a
really
nice
cool.
spot,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
And we may
yeah.
end up there again on August 24th.
Yeah.
So,
Once you get in that theater the first time, you're kind of like, oh no,
Yeah.
there's no way I can just do one.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, Resource Group. So that's where we're located. And again, we have an umbrella of resources. Three of the primary is the social media strategies, workshops we do, CE and non-CE. We also are financial advisory. That team on that side of that entity, we show our clients pretty much how to be like the bank. We work with a lot of real estate investors having money in between deals, so we conserve that. Thirdly, we're on the end of real estate investing.
Okay.
And so love to talk about this whole 3D, what is it called? The 3D printers that create the homes in 24 to 40 hours.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Give me your phone number one more time.
Phone number is area code 713-206-3305, and you can reach me at carlwscott.com.
Awesome. So I appreciate you being on the podcast. Thank you very much. We'll definitely have him back because I still don't know anything about Chat GBT. So my name is Kevin Davidson. This is Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 12. I want to again thank Jennifer Smitis, the division president, as well as Caitlin Kornick, Devaney Devon, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana, the escrow officers at both my Sugar Land and Richmond office. And like I said at the beginning of the podcast, if you're a real estate agent and or a vendor that works with agents and you'd like to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and I'll be happy to put you on the schedule. I want to thank Martha and Carl for being on the podcast. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right. We'll see y'all at Men's Warehouse.
Yeah.